Um, this week I've been talking about our warrior selves. And in yoga we have Virabhadrasana 1, Virabhadrasana 2, Virabhadrasana 3, well known as Warrior 1, 2, and 3. And but Vira, the word Vira means hero. Bhadra means friend. So it's been translated into warrior, but it means something much more personal than that. It is the warrior within you. It is your own warrior. And I'm going to give you the very, very abridged version of the story behind the warrior poses, because thousands and thousands of years ago, when yoga was first brought into the world, there were not as many poses as were added on over the centuries, but warriors were there, and it signifies our ability to find our warrior selves inside. So the story goes like this. Shiva, Lord Shiva, was in horrible grief. He couldn't get over his grief. His wife killed herself, and he blamed her father. So he was so angry, he was furious, so much so that he said, I will have my revenge on him. And so he pulled a lock of hair from his head, he threw it to the ground, to the earth, and up from the earth came Warrior 1, the warrior ready to go into battle. And then he instructed his warrior to set his sights on his target, Warrior 2. And then warrior charged into battle, Warrior 3. So what happened in the end is that he had his revenge, killing her father, but it solved nothing. So he recognized at that very point that he, as a divine creature, as a god, could and always could have brought his wife back. He did that, and he brought her father back as well. So the moral of the story is, when we're in grief, you can hold on to your grief for as long as you need to, but you need to let it go before it turns into anger, before the anger turns into hatred, before the hatred turns into revenge, so that we can move forward, so that we can look inside ourselves. And the whole idea here is that the answers are inside. We have our own warriors inside of us. No one else can fix our problems the way we can. So we need to look inside first. Okay, so with that story, and that's very abridged, close your eyes and let's come inside. And begin to focus on your breath. Notice the journey that your breath takes as you fill up with air and as you let the used air go, the toxins go. Fill your breath, your lungs up with new breath, and slowly extend your exhale, the relaxation part of your breath. Inhale, wake up your inner warrior, and exhale, let go of the grief and the anger. Let it all go. Let it go. And the hatred, let it go. Inhale, deep new life, and exhale, let everything that will hurt you go. Begin to return to your natural breath and slowly open your eyes. So today we're going to examine our warriors, and we're going to do it on every level. We're going to look at our warriors, how they feel when we're on our back, how they feel when we're on our knees, and then of course finally when we're standing. If you have a chair nearby, you might want to get one. You might want to get it and bring it near you don't need it, it's not necessary. But if you know that your Warrior 3 is weak or is something that you're working on, the chair will help. I love using it because it helps you actually to keep a nice straight line from your fingers to your feet. So if you have something, any kind of chair, it doesn't matter, you just need the back of the chair. So it's there if we need it. Okay, so we're going to start with a little warm-up first. Bring your hands alongside your hips. Walk your left hand away, plant it on the mat. Bring your right arm alongside your ear. Bend your left elbow to drop your shoulder away from your ear. Reach your right fingers to the left to stretch your whole side body. Bring both arms up to center and over to the other side. Same thing, moving in the opposite direction. Remember to bend your elbow to give you space between your head and your shoulder. Reach. And bring your arms back up to center. Allow your arms to fall alongside your body. And we're going to turn to the left for a twist, bringing your right knee to your left, your right hand to your left knee, and looking over your left shoulder. Every time you inhale, think of lengthening your spine, letting the crown of your head reach upward, your ribs move north of your pelvis. And every time you exhale, when you're completely empty of breath, see if you can twist a little bit more. Bring your left arm alongside your left ear. Place your right hand on your left thigh and lateral stretch in the opposite direction. Bring both arms back up to center. Twist to the right, looking over your right shoulder. Keep your hand that's behind you as close to your back body as possible to help maintain that mountain spine. Remember to lengthen on the inhale and twist when you're empty of breath. Place your left hand on your right thigh, your right arm alongside your right ear, lateral stretch. Bring both arms up to center, release your arms. Send your legs straight out in front of you and shake them out. Rotate your legs all the way from the hip socket. And then come to Dandasana. In Dandasana, your fingers are pointed forward, your hands are alongside your hips, your elbows are reaching back, your feet are flexed, your legs muscles are engaged. You're bringing your belly to your spine, the crown of your head to the sky. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Once more, inhale and exhale. Now this time we're going to add our knees. That means we're going to inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, straighten and point. Inhale, bend and flex. Exhale, point and straighten. Keep it going. And pause the next time your hands are to your heart. Bring your left leg into your chest. Open it out to the side. Square your shoulders with the edge of your mat. Your right leg should be coming straight out from your hip. Your foot is flexed. Again, all your leg muscles active, arms alongside your ears. Inhale. Exhale. Come forward. Any amount is perfect. Any amount. Look at your foot. Release your left hand. Follow it as it reaches, did I say the wrong side? Your inside hand. Follow it as it reaches up to the sky, as it comes down alongside your hip, and come up on your shin. Let your right hand lead you back down. Back to Dandasana. Bring your right leg in. Again, your extended leg doesn't take any breaks here. It's still active. Wait, make sure it doesn't fall asleep on you. Open it out to the side. Square your shoulders. Lengthen your arms alongside your ears. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Any amount. Come over your extended leg. Look up at your foot. Release your right hand. Follow it as it reaches for the sky, as it comes down, as it lands alongside your hip, and make your way up onto your shin. And then allow your left hand to lead you back down onto your mat. Okay. So, I'm going to bring your feet up, and so feet flat on the mat. Spread your feet as wide as your mat. And send your knees to the left, through center. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, side to side. Go at your own pace. And then come back to center. Stretch your legs out in front of you. And you're going to send your arms straight out in front of you. Your palms are facing each other. And you're going to very slowly, very, very slowly, try a count of 20 today. Come down to the mat. So the slower you go, the more you need to use your abdominal muscles to help you, your whole core, all of your core muscles, to help you come down on that mat. It's a core strengthener. And don't let your back flop on the mat. Bring your hands down to the mat before that happens. Okay. So, bring your knees into your chest. And then bring your knees forward so that they're directly over your hips. Lift your right foot just a little bit, knees still bent, just a little bit so you can see your foot. And then lengthen your left leg along the mat. Send your both arms overhead, behind you. You're going to press your shoulders into the mat to make a little bitty back bend. And then lift your arms just a little bit away from the floor, away from the mat. Warrior one. Feel your warrior on the mat, on the floor in a prone position. Release your arms, release your shoulders, release your foot. Bring your knees back into your chest. Send them back over your hips. Lift your left foot a little bit so you can see your foot. Stretch your right leg alongside the mat. Arms overhead. Let's start with that first. Then press your shoulders into the mat to lift your heart to the ceiling. A brave warrior. Notice the feeling you may experience in your hips, in your legs, your quads. Notice where you feel resistance. Just pay attention to your body. And now release everything. Flatten back down to the mat. Bring your arms alongside your body. Okay. So now you're going to send both legs straight out on the mat and then open them so that both of your feet are off your mat. So they don't have to be terribly wide, just a nice V shape. Send your arms straight out from your shoulders like the letter T. Bend your right knee. Keep it flat on the mat, as flat as you can. It's not going to go all the way down. It'll be lifted away from the floor a little bit, but the outside edge of your foot should be on the ground. Now look over your right fingers, the middle of your right fingers to size up your challenge. Warrior two. Bring your head back to center. Bring your legs back into that V shape. You could leave your arms right where they are. And then bend your left knee, keeping the outside edge of your foot on the ground. Your knee will be a little away from the floor. Look over your left fingers. And then bring your head back to center. Bring both your feet onto the mat. Bring your hands down alongside your body. Stretch both legs along the mat, and you want to again activate your legs. Your feet are flexed. Both legs are active. You're going to lift your right leg so that you're standing on the ceiling, so that it should be directly, your ankle directly over your hip. So imagine if you were standing, you were upside down and standing. That's where you want your foot. Send your arms alongside your ears. For warrior three. Reach your arms behind you. Bring your belly to your spine to engage your core. What you need to do in warrior three. You're charging into battle. You need everything working for you. And relax your arms. Release your leg. You can leave your arms where they are and lift your left leg to stand on the ceiling. Once again, make sure your leg is over your hip and not in front of it or behind it. And once again, engage your core. Stretch your fingers away from you. This is your engine. This is the part of you that's leading you into battle. And then release everything. Excellent. So there are your three warriors in supine, in actually prone position. And make your way up. Come up to sit. And we're going to, just for a couple of poses, come onto our hands and knees. And one of the first things we'll do here when you get here, again, make sure your wrists are under your shoulders, your elbows, your whole arm is rotated so that the crease of your elbow is pointing towards your index fingers. And we're going to start here with a couple of cats and dogs just to release our spine. So you're going to inhale to the dog spine, your heart reaching down and forward. And exhale, cat spine, arching towards the ceiling. Staying in touch with your body, noticing how every move gives you a new, different shape, and continue at your own time in your cats and your dogs. And then after the next cat, come to a neutral spine. Send your right leg back behind you. You're on the ball of your foot's on the ground. Your shoulders are over your wrists. You're going to lift your leg hip high. You might want to use your left forearm to check that your hips are level. Once they are, send your left arm alongside your left ear, your right arm. This is another variation, a patterning of Warrior 3. Engage your abdominal muscles to help keep you away from the mat, to help you to float. Bring your knee down, bring your arm down. Send your left leg back behind you. Lift it up hip high, check your hips. Send your right arm alongside your right ear. Again, engage your core. Push in to the hand that's connecting with the mat and reach your foot and your fingers far away from each other in opposite directions. Warrior 3. Bring a hand down, bring your knee down, come to child's pose. From child's pose, you're going to make your way up to be on your knees. Some of you may like to have a blanket under your knees. So take a moment to do that, to bring them underneath. Okay, good. So here we go, our next level warriors. We're going to eventually get all the way up, right? Okay. So send your right leg out in front of you and walk it away. Walk it away. Walk it away so that you have a nice slant in your back leg. Send your arms back behind you. And we're coming into Virabhadrasana 1. You're going to inhale, come rising from the earth all the way up to the heavens, Warrior 1. Bring your hands together, look up at your prayer. All warriors say a prayer before going into battle. Release your arms. Send them behind you. Interlace your fingers. Walk your right foot to the left foot. No, your right foot is out, so your right a little bit over to the side so that you make more room inside your leg. You're going to inhale and you're going to exhale with a flat back. You're going to come forward inside your right leg, coming as far down as is comfortable for you. Your arms can reach to the sky, your choice. And then push your foot into the mat to help you come back up. Release your hands. And walk your right foot all the way over to the right side of the mat. And make sure your heel is opposite of your standing knee. And as you always know, when we are in a weight-bearing pose, when we're standing, and we're going to recreate that here, your knee never comes forward of your ankle, so that you put less stress on your knee for a weight-bearing pose. And you want a nice angle on your left leg so that you can more closely match a standing warrior two. Your shoulders are square, so bring your right arm inside your right leg to square your shoulders off. Send your arms straight out, palms are down. Look over your right shoulder. Look at your middle finger. Look like you're looking through a telescope, sizing up the challenge, coming up with a strategy. Bring your left hand down. Allow your right hand to come up. Let your left hand come down all the way to your knee if that's doable. Look up at your hand. Peaceful warrior. This is a peace mudra. Gesture. And then bring it back down. Bring your knee back to where you originally had it. Okay. So send your left leg out. Walk it away. Walk it away. Keep walking it away. And here we go. The warrior coming up from the earth into life. Warrior one. Feel the strength of this pose, even from this position, even from having one knee down. Bring your hands together, look up at your prayer. Send your prayer behind you, interlace your fingers, walk your left foot away a little bit to the left. Inhale, and then exhale, come forward. Stay right here, or inhale, exhale, come all the way inside your leg, whatever you choose to do with your head and your arms. And then push in to the ground and allow your knuckles to help lead you back up. Great. Bring your foot a little bit closer and walk it over to the other side, opposite your knee. Yeah, and then walk it away a little bit more so you have that nice diagonal in your other leg. Arms straight out. Look over those left fingers. Check it out. Figure out what's going on here, what you need to do to meet your next challenge. Bring your right hand down. Your left all the way up, bit of a side bend here. And come back up. Okay, and now bring your leg back. Okay, so warrior three. Okay. Very warm in this room, so just, I have to stop and breathe in between. So your arms alongside your ears, right? And begin to send your hips back behind you, as if you were going to sit on your heels. But you don't have to do that. Maybe you'll come just this far down, engage your core muscles. That's going to hold you in midair right now. So stop about halfway. Feel it in your quads. Feel your core. And then bring your hips all the way as far as you are comfortable doing down to your heels, and let your arms continue to stream alongside your ears, warrior three. And then come back up. All right. Okay, so perhaps we're ready for our next level. So make your way up to stand. Okay. So remember earlier I said if you have a chair, you can have it nearby your mat. If you feel you might need it, you might not. Most of you, I think, will not. Okay. So first, let's come to our mountain. So come to your mountain. Your feet are rooted into the earth. Crown of your head reaching for the heavens. Shoulders over hips, hips over ankles, your belly towards your spine. Again, engaging your core muscles to lift you higher. Send your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Let your arms fall naturally by your sides. No effort. Inhale. And exhale, bring that energy to your heart. Inhale, gather. Exhale, bring it down. Once more, inhale. And exhale. Okay. And release your arms. Okay, so here we go. Inhale. Exhale, fold over your legs. You can soften your knees if your body says you should. Inhale halfway. Halfway, you want to make sure your sits bones and the crown of your head are on a straight line. Your hands on your shins or your thighs. You want to move your hips over your ankles. Exhale, fold. Bring your hands to the mat. Your knees are bent deeply. Send your right leg back behind you. Plant your right hand inside your left foot, flat on the mat. Bring your left hand to your left thigh and twist. Twist to the left. Twist so that your belly button comes to your thigh if that's doable for you right now, and then lengthen your arm to fan open. So that twist is what's important here. Reaching for the sky with your hand is not. It's okay, you can do it. But the goal is to twist. You're going to look forward. And you're going to step your back foot forward just enough to land your foot flat on the mat. You're going to look down at your feet and notice that your feet are in two separate lanes, right? So that there's no crossover, none of this. That's an old way of doing it that doesn't really work all that well in a sequence. So again, as long as your back foot is flat, you could be as long as you like. Send your arms streaming alongside your hips. Keep your hips square. On an inhale, press your feet into the mat and bring that warrior up from the earth into reality. Your warrior, your inner, your hero self, your hero friend. That's you. Right. Bring your hands down alongside your body. Interlace your fingers. A little bit of a back bend here. Send your knuckles to the earth. Try to square your hips as much as possible forward. Clue here for Warrior One is your feet firmly into the ground. You need stability. This is your strength. You're going to inhale. You're going to exhale for a humble warrior. Come forward halfway first. Inhale, exhale, devotional warrior, Bhakti Virabhadrasana 1. And let your knuckles lead you back up, but make sure you're pressing the mat away from you to help you with your balance. Release your arms. Step your back legs back so that the arch of your right leg is in line with your left foot. So check it out first. Yeah. Arms straight out, shoulders square with the long edge of your mat, if you are on the long edge of your mat, if you're on a mat. Right. Look over your left fingers, again, to develop your strategy, figure out the problem, and come up with a strategy. Bring your right hand down to your thigh, your left arm overhead. Press your feet into the mat again for balance. Bring your forearm on to your thigh. Bring your right arm alongside your ear. You want a straight line from your fingertips to your heels, so for a side angle pose in between our warriors. And you come back up. And you're going to swivel your feet back into Warrior One. There are a few ways you can come into Warrior Three, Virabhadrasana 3. You do not have to always have your arms alongside your ears, although that's the classical pose. I often do this. Sometimes you can keep your arms there or out here. You have to try and see what gives you better balance. Some people they feel that they have a better balance with their arms going back, out this way, and here we go. All right, so you're going to spring off, come on the ball of your back foot. Come forward, your front leg is still bent to give you a square. Your arms can be alongside your hips to raise your leg. And here's where the chair really comes in handy. You can straighten your leg, bring your ears between your arm, and a nice, beautiful Warrior Three. Bring your back leg down to meet your other, hang over in Uttanasana. Fly out and up, and bring that energy down to your heart. All right, you ready for the other side? Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees deeply. Send your left leg back behind you. Left hand down on the mat. Keep your hips in line. Inhale. Exhale. Twist. Remember, it's about the twist, not about the lengthening of your arm. Bring your hand down to the mat. Step your back foot forward so that it's flat on the ground. Let your arms stream alongside your body, your hips, so that you are reaching for the earth to bring your Warrior One up into life. Feet firm in the earth. Hands come together. Look up at your prayer. Send your hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Send your knuckles to the earth. Inhale, exhale. Come halfway down. Flat back. Inhale, exhale. Come inside or stay right where you were. Let your knuckles, let your feet pressing into the mat help you back up. Release your arms. I'm going to go the other way. Swivel your back foot so that your front heel is opposite your back arch. It could be opposite your heel too. Figure out which works best for you. Arms straight. Again, knee, this is where it's so important that your knee doesn't go past your ankle, arms straight out. And you can be as long as you like. Yeah. You're a warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Bring your left hand down, your right up, peaceful warrior. Forearm to your thigh for a side angle pose. Straight line, straight line. Parsvottanasana. Come back to your warrior two. Swivel back to your warrior one. I'm just turning around because I'm going in the other direction now. Okay. So you're in your warrior one feet now. You're going to come on the ball of your back foot. And again, maybe your hand can be in front of you. Come forward. Spring off your back leg. Bring your weight over your front leg. Whoops. See? That's why the chair is good to have here. And bring your foot. I messed that one up. And bring your feet together. Hang over in Uttanasana. Fly out and up and down the center line. So let's look at warrior three again. What do we need to do? We need to make sure our weight is over our supporting leg. We need to make sure we have to be willing to come forward. Yeah? Be willing to come forward. And then bring it down. So one of the ways I like to come into warrior three also, so you might wish to try this with me. All right, my hands all the way down on the mat. Then spring off my back leg and then lift my hands. It's different for every body, so you choose your ways of coming into it. So, okay, now that we've done our flying warriors, let's come back down onto the mat to cool off. Right. So let's start with our feet straight out in front of us, and we're going to do this one more time. The old slow journey down to the mat. We're not coming to Shavasana yet. Just take a moment once you get down to take a few breaths. Bring the soles of your feet to the mat. Bring both your knees into your chest. One hand on each knee. Send your knees away from you out to the sides. Send them in the opposite directions. Then send them forward. Then bring them together. Then bring them back into your chest. Send them to the sides, forward. So you're making circles going in opposite directions with your knees. And then next time your knees are into your chest, go the other way. So you'll go your knees straight in front of you, out to the sides, back into your chest, making circles in the opposite direction. And then next time your knees into your chest, pause and bring your feet onto the mat. cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Bring your left leg into your chest. Take hold of the back of your thigh, interlace your fingers, and make sure that your right foot is flexed, that your right knee is moving away from you. And now release your hands and bring them all the way around if it's comfortable for you. Don't do this if it's not. You have anybody with major knee problems may not want to do this. So you're going to interlace your fingers on your shin instead of behind your thigh. You're bringing your leg closer to your chest this way, stretching your hip flexors a little bit more. This is great for sciatica. Yeah. Release your leg and send your left leg up to the sky, straight up, like you're standing on it. Remember, we did this a lot, Warrior 1, Warrior 3. Okay, and now let's give our ankles a little bit of a workout. So you're rotating your foot and go in both directions, point and flex, point and flex. And then release everything, uncross your legs. Bring your feet back down to the mat. So now it's left over right. Bring your right leg into your chest. Take hold first of your thigh and bring your leg as close as you can. If you choose to, this is an option, release your hands and bring them around to your thigh. This allows you to bring everything a little bit closer. Keep that left foot flexed. However you're holding your leg, release it and send it up to the sky. And rotate your ankle, your foot. And then uncross and bring everything back down. Okay. Send your arms straight out to the side. Bring your knees into your chest. You're going to send your knees, so your arms are straight out, you're like the letter T. So listen to me before you move, so you know where I'm going. So we're going to send our knees towards our elbow, in that direction. You're not going to touch it, but you're going in that direction with your knees. But you don't want to let your feet just dangle or do whatever they want. They need to stay in line with your sits bones. So your heels right now are directly over your sits bones. Your knees are very close to your chest. You're going to inhale and then exhale. Send your knees to the right, to your right elbow, as if you were going, and let your heels come up a little bit so they stay in line, and let your knees hover. Don't go all the way down. Inhale back to center. Exhale. So remember, it's a funny sensation. You're lifting your heels as you start dropping your knees over to the left and hover. This is a great core workout also. Come back to center. Just one more time on each side. To the right, to center, left, center. Okay. Bring your feet to the mat. Send your knees right over to the right. Yeah, a nice, gentle, easy spinal twist. Your gaze to the left. Bring your knees through center and over to the left, your gaze to the right. Bring your knees to center. Bring your arms alongside your body. Come onto your forearms to lift yourself up. If you have a blanket handy, or Melissa has her cool little chalice pillow, you can put it close to your hips. Roll back over it. It gives you some height when you do your inversion. So before we do our final little gentle inversion, we're going to stretch our legs just one last time. So allow your left leg to come all the way down to the mat. Bring your hands behind your right thigh. And you can keep it right here. Do nothing else. Just keep it here. Or you can start to let your hands travel up to your ankle, to your foot. And maybe lift your head and shoulders and bring your nose to your knee. Just an option. Release your right leg. Bring it down to the mat. Lift your left leg. Take hold of the back of your thigh. And just stay right here if you wish. We're easing out to Shavasana. And again, if you would like to, let your hands travel up to your ankle or your heel or your foot. Lift your shoulders and your nose to your knee. Or not. Then bring both legs straight up to the ceiling for a final gentle inversion. Whenever you are ready, you will come to Shavasana. So remove any pillows or anything that you used under your hips before. Lengthen your legs along the mat. Release your arms. Rotate your arms all the way from the shoulder socket so that your palms can be cupped upward to the sky. You're giving and receiving mudras. Feel your whole back body sinking in to the earth. Your legs, your hips, your ribs, your shoulders, your arms. Feel them surrendering to gravity. Om Namah Shivaya. I surrender to transformation and welcome the changes that will lead me to who I am. Deepen your breath, allowing that deep breath to begin to awaken your body. Roll your head from side to side. Make gentle movements with your hands and your feet to gently reawaken your body. Send your arms overhead, your feet away from you in the opposite direction for a big, big, deep body stretch. Then bring your knees into your chest and hug them and roll from side to side. Then come back to center and roll over onto your left side to come into a fetal position. Waking your body up to the sun side of your body, your right side, to prepare you for the day ahead. And whenever you're ready, come up to sit. Take your time. When you get there, bring your hands to your heart. And let's offer ourselves this wish, that we will never allow our anger to turn to hatred, never allow our hatred to turn to revenge, and to always honor ourselves by looking inside for the answers to our most challenges, to our deepest challenges. Thank you so much, my beautiful yogis. Namaste.